Hey guys, it's Jen from I Create Crafts. In today's video, I will be showing you step by step how to create a fall maple tree using dollar store items, including a plunger, as funny as that sounds. So stick around for this fun and easy how-to tutorial. I've been waiting to try this out and I cannot wait to try it. I went to the dollar store. Everything I have on my table except for my glue gun is from the dollar store. So I have a bunch of little tree leaves. I think there's 8 bundles in here. I already took off the tags that were on it. Of course you need a plunger, so I have a clean plunger. I have some of this dry foam stuff, this floral foam, just to shove down in my pail. And also this pail came from the dollar store. And the rest of the things pretty much are if you want it. The only other thing is you need a thing of twine. Everything else is just kind of if you want it. I purchased some LED lights to put in it. They're little leaf lights. I thought that would be kind of cute to put on there. I also picked up a couple bales of straw just in case I could put that in there. And I thought these guys were kind of cute just to maybe put in the straw and kind of leave out. But again, this is just kind of preference if you want to add this stuff to it. I also bought some of this moss to maybe put over the top and then some rocks to hold everything down. So let's get started. So I'm going to just move everything out of the way because we need to start with our hot glue gun and our tree leaves and then later on our twine. So I'm going to just get my hot glue gun and get started right away. So just for the time being, I'm going to leave the bottom of my plunger on just so I can keep it upright for now until I am ready to put it into my tin. But you want to figure out where you want to start on here. I have some yellow ones and I have some orangish, reddish ones that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be kind of staggering them so they're not together all the time. But what you want to do is make sure you have your tags off and just put a dollop of glue on here. And it doesn't matter what this looks like because you're not going to see it once you wrap it with your twine. So then you're just going to, then you're just going to want to take your stem and just hold it on there for a couple of seconds and let the glue dry. Okay, once it's dry on there, after you hold it for a little while, you just want to put another dollop of glue. And you don't want to go right next to your other one. You just want to give it a little bit of space. So I'm just putting another nice dollop of glue. I'm going to take my orangish or my yellower one and put it next to it. And you can stagger the height on these if you want. And if you put them too close together, they do get stuck. So you want to give it a little bit of space in between. But then give it a couple seconds to hold your glue so it will stick in place. But please be careful you do not burn your fingers on this. I think I'll use about 8 of them by the time I go around the whole thing. But again, I'm just leaving space in between. You will not see any of this because it will be filled with your twine. But once you get it on there and you think it's stuck pretty well, you just want to take another dollop of glue and put it on there. Got a new glue stick here and doesn't want to go in. Take another one and put it over a little bit more and then just hold it there. This is such a quick and easy project. You can do as many leaves as you want, you can do as little as you want. I'm just doing about 8 bunches that I can have it nice and full at the top. But again, you won't see this part, it'll have all the twine over it, so I'm not worried about if it's dripping like this, you won't see it. I'm just giving it enough time to adhere to the glue. And then you just want to keep going to the next one. And I'll fast forward this part, you don't need to see me finish this, but I'll just keep going. Alright, so I love how this turned out. I let it sit and dry for a little bit so I wouldn't burn my fingers on this and make sure that they're nice and sticky, which it is. Again, it does not look very good, but you're going to be putting the twine over it. So the next thing I'm going to do is take this plunger end off. And the only reason I kept it on is so I could keep the project up straight while I was working on it and letting it dry. So I just took the bottom off. And then I'm going to be starting with my twine. I have a full thing of twine here, so I'm just going to use my hot glue again. and just put a little dabble on the bottom here just to keep it from coming off. And again, be very careful with the hot glue. And then you just want to carefully take it and start it there where your glue was. I'll hold it there for a couple of seconds while the glue starts to dry. And then the most time consuming part will be twisting your twine. So I'm just going to put it towards me, and you want to do it rather tight. You don't want to have any missing spots in here. So I'm actually going to throw my twine on the floor. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier. And I'm just twisting the whole piece itself, making sure that it's nice and tight. And I'm not going to use any more glue because I'm not going to need any more glue because it's nice and tightly wrapped around each other. I don't know if you can see that it's just nice and tight, and I'm just twisting the base of the plunger. So again, I will fast forward this part so you don't have to watch this, but I'm just going to continue to keep going until I get up to the top part, and then I will show you what it looks like at the top part. Now that I got the hang of it, it's a little bit easier. I just keep my finger on it and then I just keep twisting, but once you get the hang of it, it goes a lot quicker. So I'm just twisting the base as I'm holding my thumb here so it stays on track and it's not going anywhere. I was having a problem before where it was missing some spots, but once you get the hang of it, it kind of goes a lot quicker. I just wanted to show you that really quick. If you just keep your thumb on it and you just keep twisting, it makes it a lot easier. And then if you have some spots like this that are up higher, you just want to push it down before you go too far. And I'm not worried about this sticker on it because you're not going to see it once you go over it with this. So I wanted to show you that you just want to push it down with your finger as you go if you have a little bit of holes in it. But as with everything handmade, nothing's perfect, right? Or as Bob Ross always used to like to say, happy little accidents. So I always see as my craft things, if I have an accident in it, I always think it's handmade, things are always going to happen. So just wanted to show you a quick tip on that. It's coming along. I'm almost done at the got to the top part, but once I get closer to the top, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, as you can see, I'm all the way to the top. I'm just going to continue doing what I did all the way down here, is just carefully twisting over these and making sure that I'm not missing any spots. I would suggest, if I would have known this, I would have suggested using thicker twine than I did. I just used the really thin stuff. Maybe get the really thick stuff and it would work better, but I'm just kind of going over in the same spots, trying to fill up some gaps that I might have in here. But I'm just doing the same thing, just twisting the whole piece itself, and then going as tightly and as close together that I can with these pieces. I'm just overlapping if I have to. But this is the most time-consuming part, but I think if I would have had thicker twine or rope, this would have went much quicker. I just wanted to show you quick that that's all I'm doing, is just going over it and pushing it down, and then just continuing to twist the whole thing. It's a fairly easy project and it is kind of fun, and I know it'll turn out beautiful when it's done, but it's just a little time consuming, which is okay. But so far, I love how it turned out. I can't wait to fluff out the leaves at the top. I think that'll be the fun part. And then adding the stuff to the bucket. But I just wanted to show you quick how easy this is to make this. I'm just going over, and then if I'm missing any spots, I just go over it for a second or third time. It's going to be a little bit bunchier at the top, but that's okay. You shouldn't really see it much once you put your leaves down. So I'm going to continue this until I get to the top, and then I'm going to glue it at the top here, but I'll show you that part when I get that. Okay, so I'm finished. I went all the way to the top. I went a little bit over the plunger part just to give it a little bit of extra strength, and now I'm just pulling it really hard. And then the last thing you want to do is just add some glue to where you want to leave it. I don't want to have it too noticeable, so I'm just going to put a little dab of glue there. And I'm just going to twist it around just a few more times just to catch all that glue. Okay, once more. And then I will cut it here and let it dry. And if it starts to come up, you can add a little bit of extra glue. Just like that. You'll never see the glue that's sitting there. So there, it is finished all the way down. And this part you're not going to see. I'm going to put that into that flower foam, but that's what it looks like. I love it. And like I said, I went up a little bit higher to give it a little bit of extra strength in there, but the next thing to do is just pull your leaves down to how you like it. So I'm going to set up so we can do that quick. Okay, so here it is. I'm just going to hold it at the base here, and then I'm just going to fluff and put these leaves wherever I want them. So I'm just going to bend the big guys down. And then just kind of do it however you want to do it. Make your tree as full as possible. Separate your little leaves from each other. Put them in any which way you want. That's kind of the fun part, is you get to do it however you want to do it. You look on the side, look on the front and the top, and to see where it needs it. I like this one because it has a little pumpkin in it here, and it has some little cherries and stuff on it, little berries on it. I just picked up a multiple one. Here's another little pumpkin. You can add as many or as little as you want. I think I ended up using 8 pieces of the leaves. You can always use more if you want. You just kind of fluff them out, but if you can see it, that's how it looks. I think it looks amazing. It's nice and full. You can't see the top part here, so I'm going to actually start with the base neck, so that's when this little bucket comes in handy. I'm going to move my other stuff out of the way, and now I'm going to be using my flower foam that I had purchased from the dollar store, and I'm just going to place it in the bottom of the bucket so that it has something to stand on, to stand straight up on. So this part doesn't have to be pretty. You're never gonna see it, so I'm just gonna take my bucket, just put a few down here. I love this stuff because you can kind of foam it to however you want it, or form it however you want it. Just say, throw it in here. I just want to make a base that my piece will sit up straight on. So I'm gonna cut this, kind of stuff them all in here to make it nice and tight. Again, you won't see this part, so it doesn't matter how pretty or ugly it looks. Just trying to make a nice base for it. So once you have it in, you're just going to want to take your piece, and I think actually I'm going to take a scissors and just make a little crack in between. And then you put your base or your leaves in. Sorry about the camera there. So there we go. So it's nice and tight in here. It's not going to go anywhere. And then that's where everything else comes in. So like I said, I have these little rocks that I bought that I can put in. I think I'm going to put some rocks in there just to make it a little bit heavier and a little bit sturdier. And I'm just going to pour it in here. I like that they're dropping to the bottom of the pail as well. Like I say, if you want to leave this outside or on your porch or wherever you want to put it, this makes it a little bit heavier. There. And then I think I'm actually going to take some moss too and kind of just put that all around as well. I think I need to buy new scissors. I'm just going to take some of this moss. Kind of messy stuff, my goodness. Take my moss and kind of just play around with it and put it in here until it looks okay. I like having the rocks underneath, and you won't see any of the green stuff. And then I also like these little scarecrows that came. They came 2 for $1, so, oops, there we go. 2 for $1. So I'm just gonna pull them off of here and stick them in. And there's one, he's kind of cute. Stick him in. It's also gonna go right into the foam. Sorry about that, you can't see it. There you go, stick him right into the foam as well. You can't just have one, so I'm gonna take the other one off. And I'm gonna stick him, or her rather, right next to him so that they can be buddies together. Make her a little bit lower. And I'm gonna try to see what this would look like. I bought these little bales. Sorry Ben again about the camera. Bought these bales. And I'm just gonna see what it looks like if I put it in the back. Not sure if I'll keep it or not, but oh my gosh, is that cute. I live on a farm and that looks exactly like what I get, so that's pretty cute. So you can always just put it in the back, on the side, or however you want. Maybe I won't keep it, maybe I will, but it just gives it a little bit of dimension. And then the last thing is, if I can find it, are these little lights. I thought that would look really cute in the flowers, or in the leaves. I'm gonna go grab a battery quick and I'm gonna show you what these look like. I have never tried these before, but they came from the dollar store. And you just need two, I think it's AA batteries. And it's just a battery pack, and then you can hide it like in between the leaves down here. Or if you wanted to go a step further, I guess you could always put it in and put your twine around it, but we'll see. If I would stick it in here, if you would see it much, because I don't want to be able to see it. So, but I love overall how it looks. Let's show you. I love how it looks. I think it looks amazing. I'm gonna put it upstairs. We have a rental unit. I'm gonna put it upstairs and let people see it. But I think it turned out amazing. It took me about, I don't know, 15 minutes from start to finish. The most time-consuming part was putting on the twine, but like I said, I would suggest using thicker twine because this one stuff was just way too thin. But I love how full this looks. It's nice and full, and you can move them to however you want them. I think even I have some acorns outside. Maybe I can glue just a few acorns in here just to make it look a little better. Maybe put some acorns down here as well. Kind of give it a backside, but guys, I love how it turned out. It took, like I said, 15 minutes to make it from start to finish. It cost me under, let's see, under $14 to make it. And then if you want to use these lights, that would be another $1. So under $15 and 15 minutes to make this. I mean, it was so easy to make. I think I'm going to make a bunch more and hand them out as gifts. I hope you enjoyed this how-to tutorial and will go create your own dollar store maple tree. I had a lot of fun making this one, and I will be creating many more for gifts. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as each week I will be posting more craft how-to tutorials. Have a great day and happy crafting!